Okay, today I will present my project, which is observation record. Before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Michelle Marcella. First of all, my overview of observation record is observation refer to process watching, notice a child behavior, listening, their action, and interaction in classroom. It can involve paying close attention to how children engage with their environments, caregivers, peers, and providing valuable insight into their physical, cognitive, emotional, and social development. Not only that, observation is important to understanding children, individuals' needs and interests. However, as an educator, we can use observation to identify developmental milestones, evaluate the effectiveness of learning activity, and recognize what children's need to support. Okay, the selected observation method. I use the rating scale and checklist to observe whether the child can perform tasks given by the teachers. I choose to observe 6 years old children because this is an important stage in early childhood development. The reason why is with observing a children 6 years old can allow to see how their skills are growing and how children is adapting to learning in a more structured environment. They also more expressive in their emotion, action, and talk at classroom. Okay. A checklist help educator collect information without stopping the children play or learning process. For example, a checklist for fine motor skill is being able to hold a pencil correctly, being able to cut paper with scissors, being able to button and unbutton a shirt. Then, rating scale help educators observe how well children are doing in certain activity or behavior. Example, uh, rating scale are commonly used in observations, survey, assessment, and valuation and evaluation to provide a standardized way to measure and compare individuals' response and or performance. Okay, the key finding I have is using a rating scale help educator clearly see pattern in a children behavior, skill, and development over time. And then using a checklist show some important thing about how children grow and behave. This is because the children demonstrate good fine motor skill and maintain hygiene, showing developmental appropriate independence. Not only that, the combination of a scale and checklist provide a clear picture of both strength and where child needs support. Move to the practical example or case study. As we know, educators use a rating scale to assess language development, specifically focusing on the child ability in immediate conversation, respond to question, and use appropriate vocabulary. For example, educator use respond to question when educator ask children, uh, what do you like about this toy? And children answer, I like the car because it is move fast. So, educator can rate 3 for the child. And then using a checklist to assess emotional development, educator focusing on observing children social development, particularly how they interact with their peer during playtime. For example, educator identify the child generally show positive social emotional behavior, such as initiating play and demonstrating empathy. Both of both tools help educator document and assess specific behavioral skill and milestone across each developmental domain such as language, social emotional skill, and motor ability. Okay, the summary of recommendation for educator. First of all, educator can identify individuals' needs by observing how children engage with PD. Educator can gain a deep understanding of each children's learning style. The second is have educators set specific learning goals for students. As we know, through ongoing observations, teacher can track a child progress and identify where children need to improvement. For example, if a child consistently struggle to follow instruction, a learning goal could be set to improve their ability to listen and respond to the teachers. And then allow educator as classroom management technique. Okay, this is because the educator can adapt their classroom management strategy accordingly. For example, if a child is often distracted, the educator may introduce more structured routine or offer break during lesson to maintain their focus. Additionally, the educator can implement reward system for positive behavior or intervene with individual support for students who need additional guidance. And then the lastly, observation data allow educator to differentiate instruction. Okay, ex- by using observational data, educator can identify children who may need additional support and those who may benefit from enrichment opportunity. For example, if a child struggles with fine motor skill, the educator can offer more activity that target hand-eye coordination. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.